glory kills are still in the game. You get to see this shit one weekend a month with supervised visitation. I see these takedowns just often enough to resent their creator for taking the other 40 variants out of the game. How the hell do you put mechs in a modern Doom game and then not give them takedowns? I'm out here like a big-ass chihuahua humping their leg. They removed the X factor of this game, and for what? So I could go play Ultimate Frisbee? I'm throwing my pre-Ozempic Doom cheeks on the enemies, and the only time I get a glimpse at a takedown is if I can get my whopper slaying ass high enough off the ground to do one takedown they let me keep. Whoever decided—
It's just, to me, like, I feel like this game, it's like, I always, like, I compare.
2023 saw a record number of new businesses being created here in America, with 5.5 million new companies being registered within a year. Data hasn't been published for 2024 yet, but most expectations suggest this record could be broken again. At the same time, it seems like every pre-revenue, pre-idea, pre-clue startup that vaguely mentions artificial intelligence is getting billions of dollars thrown at them by cashed-up investors. And yet, there is a problem that you may not have noticed. There just aren't that many companies anymore. In 1996, the market hit an all-time record of 8,090 companies publicly listed on the various stock markets around America. Today, almost 30 years later, despite the economy being 3 times larger and the market handling about 7 times as much capital, there are fewer than half as many companies publicly available to buy shares in. There are a lot of theories about what is going on here. From private equity making Wall Street irrelevant, corporate consolidation, to the dwindling of savings of average investors. But there are some even bigger issues at play here. So, where the f did all the companies go?
File, the largest toy store chain in the U.S., Toys R Us, has filed for bankruptcy protection.
Involving Purdue Pharma, the company that made billions selling the
You're looking at exclusive video obtained by NBC News. It's a traffic stop that turns out to be something else.
Rios, there's somebody in the van right there. Looks like they're trafficking some people here.
So footage of a massive human smuggling bust has been released, and it raises a lot of questions. Not just about who's allowed to rent a 1995 U-Haul van and what exactly their plans are for it, but also why hordes of these things are being located all over the place, sometimes by nervous neighbors before ICE can track them down. And as you're about to see, these vans are being used to move people around who could be incredibly dangerous.
Police say these are Chinese nationals being smuggled into the U.S. This police body camera footage shows 2 separate January incidents.
Hey, we got the same thing going on.
Illegal crossings are moving from the southern border to the beaches of California. CBP says undocumented migrants are trying to sneak into the U.S. by boat via the Pacific Ocean. Cartels, which are still at the center of human smuggling, are luring people in by calling it safe.
In both incidents, almost 50 migrants were detained.
We believe they came by boat. They came into a secluded area. There was documentation, there was currency, and there was papers.
2 suspected smugglers were arrested, a gun taken into evidence. In the other suspected smuggling operation, 3 Cuban men were arrested after a U-Haul van was spotted with mostly Chinese migrants in the back.
We know that these human smugglers lie to people. They will guarantee them entry. They're charging them extreme amounts of money to come into the United States illegally this way.
NBC News obtained another piece of surveillance footage that shows close to 20 people getting into this U-Haul, which police confirmed was never caught.
So human smuggling's been big business for years, but only now are we starting to get an entire picture of what a big problem is. And what nobody's talking about is these are not small-time operations. Oh no, these are highly organized, highly sophisticated criminal enterprises, with the smugglers themselves, who are often members of dangerous gangs like MS-13, just a small piece of a much larger puzzle that begins far from the shores of America and was growing at an alarming rate when the U.S. border was wide open, allowing for the exploitation of millions of people, some of whom are still living in America illegally right now. And with some of these individuals spending tens of thousands to enter our country, country with the help of criminals, often risking their lives while doing so. Closing the border down and patrolling our coasts isn't just the right thing to do. It will literally save people from getting hurt or having their lives destroyed as they're continually taken advantage of after they get here and go about trying to live illegally. And that brings us to the real reason why these smuggling rings have got to go and why they still exist in the first place. The smuggling of illegal immigrants benefits criminals of all shapes and sizes. Not just the drivers of these vans, but also the criminal businesses hiring off-the-books laborers who will work just about anywhere to pay large sums they owe to gang members. Driving around in vans like this.
Doing this? Okay. Rios, there's somebody in the van right there. In the back, I can't see, but...
Here's when police opened the door to the van, finding what they believe are people from China being smuggled into the U.S.
Right away, this is weird. The driver of the van appears to be fluent in Spanish, not English. Everybody in the van seems to be from China, revealing that the gangs who control illegal immigration in America are doing business with the entire world, bringing anyone who can pay them into our country. Other gang members, state-sponsored actors, possible terror watch list suspects. And as you're about to see, these operations not only happen in broad daylight, but they also happen in some of America's wealthiest areas.
This is Coral Gables, Florida, a city just outside Miami, dotted with multi-million-dollar homes and luxury yachts. It's home to one of America's most exclusive zip codes. Now, it's one of the latest targets for human smugglers. Police say these are Chinese nationals being smuggled into the U.S. through Coral Gables. This police body camera footage, shared exclusively with NBC News, shows two separate January incidents.
Hey, we got the same thing going on.
Both times, law enforcement stopped the alleged smugglers and detained the migrants.
So these operations, they're not just happening anywhere in America. The average home price in this part of Florida is $1.5 million. It's crazy. And according to the Miami Herald, the people coming in from the Bahamas, where they then get picked up and taken somewhere, which makes sense. Coral Gables is right here, right outside Miami, and it's not too far from the Bahamas, right there. One news report even showed a guy on what looked like a paddleboard with a suitcase strapped to it, who probably got dropped off from some mothership just off Florida's waters and was then trying to paddle his way in. However, it's not just the distance between this part of America and the Bahamas that makes this a prime target for smugglers.
Literally a straight shot.
Coral Gables Police Chief Edward Hudak says smuggling is not new here.
We just dusted off our playbook from the 80s and 90s. This is a human cargo now.
So why Coral Gables?
The same things making this such an attractive place to live also make it pretty appealing for human smugglers. Take a look around me. Lots of trees, lots of privacy, and not a lot of people.
The open water leads right into this channel. And if you make it undetected onto land, there's a main road allowing migrants to vanish into the country.
That is so crazy. So the way that the Florida coast is here, you can just sail right in, and if you can get inland far enough, you can drop off whoever your passengers are, and they get picked up in one of these vans, and boom, they are out of there. Now, obviously, this is on the news. The police in South Florida know about this, and they're learning that these shiny new U-Haul vans, which you can rent for a super low price every single day, might be doing more than moving boxes and furniture, that's for sure. Police know that there are big smuggling operations using these, so now they're starting to send out more patrols. They're going to start using night vision, and to be honest with you, that's going to be a big game changer, because if these criminals try to come in under the cover of darkness, or if they're trying to hide in the brush with a thermal camera or a night vision camera, they will be able to see who's out there doing something that they shouldn't be doing. But as we just saw, there's so much smuggling taking place here that some of these vans still getting through.
Please, everybody take a seat. Everybody sit down.
Chief Hudak says it was actually residents who tipped police off to the suspicious activity, despite his department working with agencies including Border Patrol and the U.S. Coast Guard.
Even with all that coordination, it is still possible for a boat to slip through.
Oh, absolutely. There's ingenious ways to get human beings into this country.
And this route more desirable now that the Trump administration has cracked down on crossings at the southwest border.
So the crackdown at the southern border has a lot to do with why these maritime routes are now becoming more popular. That should have been expected, as these are the only ways where you can get to a physical part of America without having to go through some wall or some army base. But here's the thing, these sea-based routes are much more expensive. During 2022 to 2024, people crossing the southern border on foot, they could pay a gang a few $1,000s for passage through their territory, and from there they'd get several crossing attempts. Let's say 3 attempts. They could cross the territory, encounter border patrol, get turned around, and try 2 more times. But now those who cross get apprehended, and then they get flown all the way back to their country of origin, defeating what was a huge moneymaker for these gangs. And that has a lot to do with why the coasts, especially Florida, are now on the list.
Human smugglers are being more creative. They see one route dropping off in the southwest border, and they're trying maritime routes more frequently.
In this audio message obtained exclusively by NBC News, a man identifying himself as a smuggler tells a prospective customer there are 2 viable boat routes: from Mexico to the Los Angeles area, or from the Bahamas to the Miami area. The Bahamas particularly appealing because Chinese nationals can visit that country without a visa. The smuggler says he can take someone to the U.S. for $35,000.
That's a lot of money. If you do that for a few times every single year, you could live like a king anywhere in the world. There's so much money in this, it's going to be impossible to get these guys to stop trying. People are willing to pay that much for a chance to come into the country and be a fugitive. But that's why it's so important that these routes get shut down. Of course, if the land borders closed, sea routes are just going to become the only option left. But how does somebody get $35,000 to enter America illegally? Where are they getting that money? Who's giving it to them? This brings up the frightening possibility that some of the folks caught in these raids may either be forced to work off these debts for a very long period of time to pay back criminals, or may have gotten that money from some government somewhere who just doesn't really like America and wants them to do something. Before we get into what the potential ramifications of this could be, you've got to understand that part of the reason that these are so high is because these smugglers have had to make some changes to their operations.
But even if you make it past law enforcement, there are more risks.
They're trying to jump off the boat at improvised docks so they can fall in the water. This area does have crocodiles.
There are crocodiles.
I saw one here 2 days ago.
Since January's incidents, Coral Gables police say they've ramped up water patrols.
What are you guys looking for when you're out here?
Anything that's out of the ordinary, people who may appear like they're fishing, but they may be lookouts. So we just have to keep an eye out for everything.
Bad actors also seem to be adapting. The smuggler sent this video of a yacht claiming that's how he's transporting migrants to the U.S. now. Writing in Mandarin, small boats will get in trouble. The big boat won't draw as much attention.
So they might be saving money with the 1995 U-Haul bans, but this type of yacht right here, I mean, that looks expensive to operate. And as we just heard, these people have lookouts posing as fishermen along the shore who are just keeping an eye out for patrols. There's a whole operation here connected to these massive sums of money that people are paying to get into the country. But the truly frightening aspect of this is who's doing the smuggling and who exactly they're bringing into the country. Because as you're about to see, not everyone in these vans could be here for the American dream.
Get over the car. Hey, we got the same thing going on.
Here, the driver claims he's a rideshare driver.
Let me just see your hands.
Yeah, rideshare.
And the people
I'm ready to put on a show.
Let me see your hands.
wondering what's happening.
Check the second part.
And once again, a group of people, close to a dozen, get out. In both incidents, almost 50 Chinese migrants were detained.
We believe they came by boat. They came into a secluded area around the southern border. There was documentation. There was currency. There was papers.
2 suspected smugglers were arrested, a gun taken into evidence. In the other suspected smuggling operation, 3 Cuban men were arrested after a U-Haul van was spotted with mostly Chinese migrants in the back.
So all of these operations have a few things in common. The people driving the vans seem to be fluent in Spanish. The people in the vans, for some reason, they all seem to be from China, probably because they've got more money to pay these higher fees for reasons that we're going to get into. But these drivers, these are cartel operatives. These are people who are gang members, and oftentimes they're here illegally as well, running these things all over the place. But look at this. A witness describes seeing one of these vans pick people up, and they said they saw people being shoved into a car. And they went and told the authorities. That's very frightening. Seeing people being shoved into a car and handled roughly doesn't exactly give the impression that they're gonna live a happy life illegally in America at all. But listen to what else the police find when they bust these operations.
What's concerning is not knowing if they're here fleeing because of political persecution or for nefarious reasons.
They had communication devices, cell phones, they had money,
30
they
seconds
had
before you
papers.
attack.
So
Get ready.
we realized then that they were illegally coming in, and the smugglers were now, you know, the people are targets of our criminal investigation.
So, they're finding people with communication devices. They're seeing a level of sophistication in these smuggling operations that doesn't match up with typical human smuggling. No, it looks like there's something else going on here, but what could it be? Look at this. Rogue devices found hidden in Chinese solar panels could destroy America's energy grid. The undocumented devices, including cellular radios, were identified in solar power inverters, batteries, and electric vehicle chargers. Experts warn that these rogue devices could bypass firewalls, allowing remote manipulation or even complete shutdowns. This could damage power grids, damage infrastructure, cause blackouts, which might explain why people are bringing communication devices into the country. But it doesn't stop there. Chinese spy cranes in U.S. shipping ports are secret modems that could be used for espionage or sabotage. This is cranes that take food and supplies off container ships, and inside of them are things that could allow them to be remotely operated or shut down or could be used to injure people. Some people are saying that folks in the country today could be tasked with activating some sort of rogue device if there are tensions between the U.S. and a potential foreign adversary. But here's the frightening part about all this.
NBC News obtained another piece of surveillance footage from
This is
almost
so
a month earlier. It shows close to 20 people getting into this U-Haul, which police confirmed was never caught.
So, you've got the guy on the phone here, directed people into the van, and this van apparently escaped into the country somewhere. We don't know who's on it. We don't know who those people are. We don't know where they're going. We don't know what they're up to. What do you think about that? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
This is where it's at. Healing power.
Migrant smugglers ditch vehicle while being chased by police. What's this about? Oh, these guys are running. And now the police are chasing them. Wild.
Stop right there! Stop right there!
So it all starts here. Keep your eyes on the black Cadillac right here. That car is being driven by a smuggler, and he's got 6 people in it who all are in the country illegally. The police are trying to cut them off. Oh, they ditched their vehicle. Okay, so now they're running. And apparently this is the driver that they're after right here. Now police are following on foot. What? A citizen assists the pursuing trooper in apprehending the smuggler. Thank God, people in this country that are sticking up for law enforcement.
Born again! Stop right there! Stop right there! Turn around! Turn around! What can't do?
They got him. So they didn't just catch the smuggler, These are the 6 people that were in the car with the smuggler who all just crossed in. Look at this guy right here. He's got the camo shirt. This guy, some of these other gentlemen, you can see their clothes are heavily soiled, like they were just coming across the border, sneaking into the country. This is what happens. You have people, they make their way inside a vehicle right after coming across, and the goal is for them to be driven to a safe house somewhere where they can disappear into the rest of the country. This kind of thing is happening. However, this is what happens after a smuggler drops off people they will pay of the country. Here you've got a helicopter watching this silver car right here. Look at this. The passenger door's gonna open up, and who gets out? So 2 people just got out of that car, and now they are hiding in this area right here behind this truck. They're not in the truck, they're trying to conceal themselves, and now the smuggler in that silver car is trying to drive away. There they are.
Advising vehicles getting back on frontage.
Black t-shirts, blue jeans.
So they probably think they can blend in with all of this activity at the truck stop, but these guys ended up getting busted. However, the smuggler at this point is still on the loose. Here he is. Look at him speeding, driving into this residential neighborhood. Oh, that is so dangerous. Guy is all over the road. Look at this. This is just mayhem. Okay, that right there is somebody's front yard. There could be small children. This is incredibly awful, and it's disturbing that people are running operations like this in our country. This guy should be hit with the book when they catch him, if they catch him. Oh, there he goes. They were waiting for him. Oof, just crashed. I don't know how much more that car can take. Okay, no audio here, but that large SUV just ran him off into the road. Now we're switching angles. He is still moving. This is crazy. Look, he's drifting through that parking lot. Got him. Good maneuver right there. Ooh, there's a second angle. Is that car done? Oh, look. He's getting away through the parking lot.
Unsuccessful. He's in the parking lot. Looks like a motel parking lot.
They are still after this guy. Now that you've seen how dangerous this guy is, if he were to get away from the troopers at this point and go back out there, there is 0 chance he wouldn't try to do this again. And if he escapes, if they don't follow this chase through and capture this guy, it's just going to embolden him and people like him. Look at the mirror, the fender's missing. Another pit maneuver. Man, we've got the helicopter visual here too. This is crazy. Now he's stuck. Oh, there he goes.
Southbound and.
Ooh, they are running after this guy.
You better stop!
Oh, that's wild. Look, he's in a shopping mall.
Okay, put your head behind your back.
They got him.
Oh, get your head behind your back. I got cut.
I didn't do anything. Sure. So the guy they caught, he is a gang member. He is a smuggler. He's evaded arrest, and he.
I try to do the right thing, but somehow people always take it the wrong way.
I know exactly how you feel.
I mean, it's not my fault an Egyptian god whispers in my brain and tells me who deserves his righteous vengeance.
Okay, so maybe
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Either you're on my side, or you're next in line to fall.
Enemy in front of us.
Destruction.
My magic is
An enemy.
We are in the sniper sight.
Chaos control.
Here is an enemy.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
See there? The sniper.
Spider-ness before they blow us all up. Mission area is yours. Control lost. Let me help.
The wounds are gone.
My fate fate isn't sealed yet.
I tend to lost souls, like a shepherd tends to his flock.
Take care. I see a sniper.
Healing power. I am strengthened for battle. I require some aid. Destroy these arcs where you find them.
I feel better already.
The moon haunts you.
The soul cannot truly be extinguished.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Sniper, chin up.
Moon Knight Flame.
This is real firepower! Armed and dangerous!
I need assistance.
The cosmos heals you.
We need not fear the arc anymore. It's spider time!
Quantum born again!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Shake it up. I'll get you next time.
The moon haunts you!
This is natural.
I will bring peace to this universe, no matter.
You don't have to. There is no reason to be afraid of my magic. Unless you give me.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
We find ourselves caught in a battle between two dooms, with no way of truly knowing which one of them is right.
We would be better off making a deal with Mephisto.
I have done that, Wanda. I can assure you, we most certainly would not.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Of all the possible realities, this is not the one I expected to find myself in.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Problem solved!
won't make the same mistakes again.
They've almost got it!
The moon haunts you!
A disappearing.
Armed and dangerous!
That's what I need.
Again!
Hell unleashed!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
They have taken aim at us from afar.
I won't make the same mistake. You right there.
Get rid of the spider nest before they blow us all up. This is gonna hurt.
Sniper, chase him! Don't let him get set up!
Now, a disappearing.
Well, you can't expect to win them all. Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
I will bring peace to this universe, no matter the cost.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic.
I will bring peace to this universe, no matter the cost. I am no golden god. I am simply a man who wishes to use his power for good.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You must teach me some of your chaos magic, Wanda.
No.
Not even a tiny bit? Come now.
I will bring peace to this universe, no matter the cost.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Now, a disappearing.
By Ashtur, there are baby wizards everywhere these days. If I had the patience, I would open a school.
The enemy is here!
A nice deep freeze.
Healing power.
Good medicine.
I feel better
Looks like the
already.
mission area is yours to capture now.
We must secure this location.
You're too few! I require 8!
They captured the mission area!
Destiny awaits.
Now, a disappearing.
Cosmic might returns. The cosmos heals you.
Good medicine.
I suck!
Healing power.
Push put to scratch!
The cosmos heals you.
I unleash the Vishanti's power.
Hell unleashed!
You're welcome. Almost got out.
Na